Hola guys, it's first episode of Mystical Podcast and I'm so happy that you came here and listen me. I'm Gabriela and I'm 27 years old. I have two daughters and yeah, in every day I do lashes and free time. I love to read books and go to the walk with dogs. I am volunteering at shelter and I'm living in Spain almost 1.5 years. I love it here. It's just like it's filling my soul. I came in Spain 2024 here in Fuengirola. Actually, we was in Malaga first of all, and then we go to the Benalmádena, Fuengirola, and here like everywhere, and we felt like home here. So was sure that this is going to be our next home because I lived in 21 years in Finland in my whole life, and all the time I felt there like this is not my place. I had everything there. I have still my friends and everything like there. Okay, my mom was was moving here also, but yeah, I have friends there. I miss them very much, but sometimes you have to follow your dreams. And yeah, so this podcast is about mystical things, about paranormal experience, ghost stories, seeing future, vivid dreams, what else? Yeah, just like everything what is called mystical. Like something happened or something is happening all the time in your life, like mystically. But yeah, so I have been thinking to do that like many months, but now I'm here to do this voice for you, and I hope you guys like it. And first of all, I want to introduce my mystical path in a way here, and then I'm going to ask in my social media for your experiments that you can send me via Hotmail, or yeah, you can send me the story there, and the next episode I'm going to read it out and give the reaction of it. So I might begin with my story, and it was when I was, let's say, when I was going to remember, because yeah, back in days when I was 4 years old, I had accidentally have accident in sea. I was drowning, and I was few seconds in the water. My mom didn't see me, but then when she saw me, then yeah, I was drowning. So after that, I got very many vivid dreams and having about feelings in my life that I'm not alone. And I remember the first vivid dream, what I had was like two dreams. One was when I came out of my body. I was maybe 5, because I was in the kindergarten in Estonia when I was born in Estonia, and yeah, I was having the dream that I came out of my body, and I saw that I was sleeping next to my mom in bed, and then I was like, why I have feeling like I'm floating, and then I looked like to right or left, I don't remember, and I saw that there was black big figure that was holding me. And then when I was figuring it out, like, oh my god, what is this? I started to scream, and then I came to my body back, and then I started like crying, and my mom was like waking up, like, what is wrong with you and why are you crying? And I was like, oh my god, I saw a bad dream. But then back then I didn't know that it was like vivid dream, it was real. And the second time, it was all the time the same thing, that when I was sleeping, like we have like 3 floors at my grandma's in Estonia, and in bottom floor I was sleeping there all the time, and sometimes like in the third floor, like in the basement floor. But yeah, so in the first floor, when I was like there sleeping, I saw all the time the dream that I was looking at the forest, and there in the forest I saw a woman who was like a witch, and then she came up to me all the time, like closer and closer all the time. And then when she was like back in the window, I was started screaming, and then I woke up all the time like crying because I was so scared that it was like so real. So yeah, those was my dreams when I was very young. And then when I went to like in Finland, I had decided that I have to go to the Finland school to stay with my mom because my mom was working at Finland, or I am at my Estonian place and yeah, just like doing what I was. So when I went to Finland, I remember I was alone all the time because I was bullied at school because I was so like shy. I didn't want to do like everything what people was telling me to do, other kids, and then I was shy. And I remember that I had my first day of school, and my mom called me when I was having a break there, and she said like, "Oh, how have you been? And did you got any friends?" and blah blah blah. And I was like, "No, but it's okay because I'm not alone, you know. I have all the time my friends with me." But my mom didn't like believe me. It was just like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But yeah, I was feeling like back then I have all the time something or some being with me. And I knew that it was my grandma's mother. And then I felt my first mom's dog with me all the time, that I'm not alone, that I feel him. And my grandma's mother. And then when we lived there in Finland in our apartment, then there was all the time some actions also, like with the ghost. I saw there like bad dreams also, but actually when I was living also in Estonia back then, I had very many vivid dreams that I can go out of my body, and I did it so many times in my dreams. I didn't know what was it, you know, but yeah, it was cool to me. But back to Finland, I felt all the time our apartment that there is something else, something is piquing me. And I remember all the time, like when I went to sleep, then I felt like something is moving my bed or something is in my room, and I was so scared all the time that I just like, you know, when I went to home I just closed my door and want to be alone because I was so scared that something is coming into my room. And I was like, oh, no. But in kids you don't know those things, that is like, yeah, what are those or why they are with you. But then yeah, we had few apartments where it was all the time like I was feeling like something is with me. And then I started to like talk to my mother, but she didn't believe back then. Like I was telling like I'm not alone and la la la. And then I need to think what in the age. It came like more in teenage years. I went to with my mom, I went to the witch, and she told her there. I was with her. She was telling us like, "Oh, your daughter is feeling like more than normal people, and she's seeing stuff." Yeah, and you're actually. She was telling it to my mother that, "Oh, and your grandma is like with her. She's the angel." And my mother was like, "Oh, okay." She was surprised, and I was like, I was telling you like I'm not alone. I feel my grandma's mother with me all the time. And it was so funny. And she told me like, yeah, and your daughter is your like guardian angel and everything. And we actually told her that I'm going to get my first child at 24 years, and I'm going to be married or get the ring at 28. So let's see what the future brings. but I love to live in day by day because there is no tomorrow, it's only today, and you have to feel everything. So yeah, I had really many like things happening back there. I have to sometimes when I'm telling the story that it comes to my mind. So yeah, maybe I'm missing the years because I don't remember all because I had so much experience, different things. But yeah, the first ghost experience more that I had when we went to with my friends all the time, like the places that were abandoned or something, and there I saw all the time like ghosts in my side eye, and sometimes the figure in the windows and everything. And yeah, nobody like believed me, but when I take the picture then you can see it. And then we go all the time with the like places where was like hunters or something. And actually I tried like very many times the what is calling the I can't say right now, the board game what you're doing. It doesn't come to my mind right now, but yeah, anyway, I was doing it with my friends all the time. I was missing it like really hard because yeah, I think like that explains why we had our home like very many ghosts all the time. We lived in one apartment, and when we bought our first couch, I felt all the time there is something like sitting on the couch with, and then I saw in my like side eye, you can see the ghost like not in front of you. It depends how open is your third eye. So yeah, I saw the ghosts and every time in my like side eye, and I remember my classmate had one house when she lived, and she invited to me in this house because she was all the time telling me the co-stories also that something is happening there and yada yada yada. And then I went to there, and we was sitting on the sofa and looking at the TV, and then I was like singing with her, and all the time when I'm actually singing it opens something in me. And then I remember when we sit down and we've like heard it that someone was running there upstairs. I was like, oh my god, did you hear that? And she was like, yeah, it's normal here because the doors were slammed there and everything closes and opens by itself. And then I saw in my side eye that little girl was looking at me at both the upstairs, and I was like, what? And then when I was like coming into my mind, I was like, oh my god, I saw a ghost. And then I was running outside. I was like, no, I'm not coming inside anymore because I'm scared. I'm too scared. And she was like, no, it's fine, it's normal, because she was telling me the stories all the time what was happening there. And then I went to get my bag, and I was like, no. And then I saw that the little girl was running one room there, and I was like, nope, I'm going away. So I went. So I had very many experience with the ghost like this. I saw in my side eye all the time. Today I saw also, not today, like yeah, like today I saw also like very many ghosts like in my side eyes and everything. And my all like my powers are like improving myself like every year, that they go more stronger and stronger, and I sense everything and I saw everything and I feel everything. Yeah, so everything is bad. Let's tell about one more story about my when I was teenage, and then next time I can tell you more, because the next things are more like longer. So I want to start like when we moved in my teenage years to one, like my parents bought our one apartment, and there was something off like in the beginning all the time, and I felt there like all the time like something more powerful is there, like more dark. And how to start it, I have to think again, because it was so back in the days, and when I'm like speaking straight, I had to think. But anyways, it was like this. Like it started like this. I heard like bangs. We had like the how to say it, the where the dresser, and we have like the rooms were like together. So there was like one dresser, but and the other side was another dresser. They were like together, and I was like hearing all the time, like when I was like hitting the wall, and then it came for another room that something is hitting the wall. So I was like, what? Because I was all home alone all the time there, and there was all the time like I was actually like all the time there was changing my clothes, different room, like restroom or toilet, because I can't change my clothes somewhere else because it was so scary, and I felt like something is watching me. I had there all the time, like when I was going to sleep, something is watching me over my door, like he was standing there, and then actually he was touching me, like my legs, and he came like upper more, and then I like shaking my body and it goes away. But then he did it again, and then I shake it away, and I was like, go away, and then he goes. But there was like all the time I was feeling the ghost there, and yeah, I was not alone like all the time. And I was so many times there alone also, because my mom went to Estonia very many times with my stepfather to just like on holidays and just spend time together. And then I had my friends over, and my friends also feel the same, like they was scary there because they saw like the lights go on like by itself, and they hear the weird voices there, like the kitchen tools were like shaking or something in the like shelves and everything. So there was very many times that I heard something was banging, or the lights go on, or something electronical goes by itself like on. In the beginning I thought that it was just broken, but then I was starting like figure it out, like it's too weird. And I remember one thing what was so scary for me when I was singing karaoke in the middle of the floor. I was sitting there, and I was just like, I was all off. I was having no thoughts, nothing, just I was singing. I was just focusing on singing. And then I felt like very, very, very like cold like wave. It's coming, and I was like freezing, and I was like, what is it? I was like having thoughts in my mind. I was like, what is happening right now? And then I felt like I was like in freeze or somewhere else, and then it came like sound in left, like to right, and it went off. And when I didn't like listen everything, it was just like and it went like to another year and off, and I was like, what the hell was that? And then I went to run into my room. I was like closing the doors. I was like, I was calling to my mom. I was like, no, I'm not going to live here anymore. I'm too scared. I want to move out. I'm so done, because I'm all the time scared there. Something is happening all the time. So yeah, it was very scary. And there was very many times that he was pulling my, how to say it again? He was pulling my, the bed sheets off when I was sleeping all the time. She was like in the horror movies, I was like inspired by the horror movie. And it was kind of like strong energy, because he can do like electronical things and pulling me, and I can feel him, and he was like whispering me, and yeah, it was too scary. And then my mom had twins, and then my brother got to see it too, like when he was a baby. He was looking on the like up all the time, and then he was just started to scream and cry and everything, like something is like scaring him. So yeah, it was so scary. But there was time that my mom was seeing him too. The one thing in kitchen. I think he was in the kitchen all the time, because in the kitchen we had like big black those candle holders, and there were like candles all the time there. And yeah, it was scary because they were like all the time like flickering, and then I felt like there is something there. And so the mom thing that she saw him was like she went to sleep and she felt like it was like vivid dream or something, like dream. But then when she woke up, she was like, oh my god, it wasn't a dream, it was real life. So she went to sleep, and she was like, something woke up her, and she was looking at the corner of the sofa, because she had there like the leg issue also, that all the time like felt like the legs were like dying or something. How to say it. And then she woke up and she looked another sofa, like another corner, and there was sleeping one man with a hoodie, like green hoodie, black trousers, how to say it, and he didn't have a face. It was empty, but my mom felt like he was like young man and he was sleeping like the baby, you know. So yeah, she was like confused in the dream, or yeah, not the dream, like she woke up and she went back to sleep because she was like, oh, whatever. And then when she like tell the story to me, I was like, oh my god, it's real, it's more real, because I was feeling all the time, you know. And I felt this guy, because we went to witch again, the same witch that told me the things that I have powers, and she was telling me how to cleanse it and everything, because she said like, yeah, there is one man who is young and she is teasing you and your mother. So yeah, it was the story of this teenage years. Now I have more, but I want to go to the next episode this, and my English it doesn't go like so super fast thinking and speaking, because I don't speak every day. Like actually I am, but I'm just trying to do it more. So yeah, I'm very thankful that you take your time and listen to me. It was my first episode. I'm really happy I did it. I have more to tell, but my time is like scheduled, because yeah, I'm now in Spain alone, so I have to do the kids and everything alone, and sometimes I have something to do it like in between. So yeah, yada yada. I'm very happy that you hear me, and I'm going to tell the next episode more. I'm not surprised that I forgot something, but I'm so excited. Like, I want to do that with the episodes, that every episode I'm telling something about my experience, what I had, and then to tell another person's stories. So I want to share with you, and I get the reaction also. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really thankful for your listening. See you in the next episode. Bye!